look at the youth of Nigeria. We are really suffering.
Politics plays its part in everything that defines us as a sovereign entity. Isn't it right to discuss what makes it tick? When the main actors converge in the power corridors to make decisions that affect the next meal, shouldn't we probe even deeper?
Nigeria is suffering. The suffering is too much.
When it comes to the complexities of politics, we strive to give it clarity, to deepen your understanding as the listener.
The decisive factor will be knowledgeable leadership committed to good governance.
Make it a date with Oᴘᴇɪᴇᴅ and Saeed Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. on your top dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. Politics, it's a whole meal.
Political enemies, they don't want you to succeed. Have you just realizing that? No matter what I do, they will still abuse me.
No food to eat, no light to see, no water to drink.
Victor, Shooks, was you, Adamu? I still say you don't the danger because the election don't they come. So you're thinking you're going to make extra dough because that rich man go say make you go carry gun on election day. I know that by snatching ballot boxes or causing mayhem on election day may sound like a means to an end to you. But beyond that, the consequence of your action is not for now, but for another 4 years. Can you boldly announce to anyone that you're a political thug or a man Friday to any politician? You know the shame, Abby. So don't sell your future just for one day gain. Violence is not a testament of real strength. Stand for what is right. Today, make a right choice. Drop that weapon, refuse that offer, and stand for peace. Protect your future, protect your votes, protect your country. Say no to political thuggery. This message is from Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Thank you. Thank you very much for always finding time to be with us every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. We don't take it for granted. I would always respect and appreciate your commitment to engaging us on issue-based conversation around nation building, around politics, and more importantly, how we choose to be governed by those that we surrender our sovereignty to. Well, when it comes to politics, as it is right now. Today's Wednesday, at the 29th day of July. I'm not sure. There are days I struggle to remember the day, but not today. It's the 29th day of July 2026, and it's a pleasure to have you join us. It's been raining. As somebody said, today is keep environment safe as well. Each time it rains, it's not supposed to be an opportunity for you to dispose your waste or your trash at the wrong places. You see the water flowing in front of your house. It is because people decide to allow the water to flow. If everyone pours their dirt in the drainage in front of their homes, nobody will be able to stay in this Lagos. And I'm sure that some part of Lagos are already feeling, the weight of the flooding. And unfortunately, this is just the end of July. We're still getting deep into the raining season, August, September, late into October, early November. So in case you think the conversation around climate change is fake or is nothing, or you think that, the people needs to stay alive, nobody is discussing climate change. Well, it's a reality that we have to deal with, understanding that every part of the society must function so that everybody will be safe. So as we are dealing with insecurity, we're also dealing with climate change. We're also dealing with food insecurity. We're also dealing with, the quality of public infrastructures. That's what makes government what it is. That is why every part of government comes together. That's why you have ministers. Everyone is supposed to be in charge of a different ministry. So thank you. Thank you very much. Well, today we have so much to talk about. 171 days to the presidential and the National Assembly election. And 2 weeks after, we'll have the governorship and the state houses of assembly election. But on the 19th of August, that's less than a month, about 3 weeks, roughly 3 weeks away from now, the campaigns will start officially. And I'm very careful with the word officially because there's been subtle campaigns going on left, right, and center. But officially, for the presidential and the National Assembly elections is on the 19th of August 2026. And for the governorship and the state house of assembly, that's 4th of September 2026. So at that point, the conversation becomes different. It goes beyond speculations or trying to, be careful the kind of questions you ask. But as at that time, it's a full-blown campaign space. So people would always come on this space or so many other spaces to talk to you about what they want to do. And that's where it gets tricky. If you're not careful, you're going to get swayed or get, moved by the crowd at those rallies, at those propaganda campaigns, as you want to put them. It is for you to sit down and decipher which is best for you, which of the candidate, which of the political party are better represent the ideologies of what you want from governance. And that is why I would always help you and guide you along the line of thought of making informed decisions so that you would know that it is not who has the largest crowd at rallies. It is not even the one that has the most beautiful campaign posters or the ones that are able to get all of your celebrities to join them and sing for them on stage. It is those that genuinely have your interest at heart, and those are the people that would advise that you listen to when the campaign properly starts. But trust us on Mainland FM here. We're not partisan, we're not biased, we don't segregate or discriminate. Every political party is welcomed on the show. Whether you are focused on the subnational or you're sure of getting something at the national, we welcome you on our political spaces. Sunday political roundtable every day with mainland focus, midweek politics. Wednesdays 1 to 3 p.m. the Situation Room, English and Yoruba version on Friday, and of course our specials, Ballot 2027. So we've got list of programs. Is it that we are consolidating on whatever gains we think we have at the moment, or we are looking at changing whatever it is that we thought we did wrong in the last electoral cycle? But more importantly, election gives us the chance to yet again weigh some of the things that we have if we are properly governed. If we think a laws should be made better than they are currently being made, the choice is yours. You have your PVC and you have to guard it jealously and make sure that you're picking up your PVC. It's not just because you want to have a form of national identification. No. You need to be committed to picking your PVCs because you want to vote. You want to get involved. You want to make sure that you move away from the era of, oh, my vote does not count. It does count. If your votes don't count, they won't be stealing PVCs and beavers in Osun State. If your votes don't count, it won't become a problem. So, would also help you to stay in the line of asking the right questions when the conversations open. So, when you get to hear the governorship candidate of Party A, B, C, Party X, Y, Z on this space, you can ask the right questions, straight to the point. My name is Oᴑᴜ Akande. It's a full house. There's Matthew Okodo with us today. It's always a privilege to have him join us, and of course, always a pleasure to have Said Fuad. And together, we'll always dissect the key issues that we'll have for you today. We have soundbite. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu back to back on our soundbite schedule today on the show. First off, he threw the challenge at the opposition. Yet again, expressing his confidence in INEC's ability to deliver a free, fair, and credible election. And then, of course, expected a subtle jab at the opposition. You get to hear that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu also had a meeting with the Catholic bishops, and he has some of the things that a lot of Nigerians have been asking questions about. He responded to a few of them. Listen to those soundbites back to back. One would come back. You meet my co-hosts because it's not a guest to host conversation on midweek politics. We dig it deep. We sort every every complex situation, especially how we stay in the line of politics. We call this one investigative journalism on radio, because we bring every element, every complement of every story that we have for you. Well, thank you very much. Everyone has been reaching me. Happy birthday. Thank you. Yes, today's my birthday. And so we have a good time on the show today. Some good conversation, good of the most difficult numbers to reach in Lagos today. Thank you. So let's take a short break. We'll listen to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu back-to-back sound bites. And when we come back, we'll dig straight up into the conversation. Stay with us.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. And I want to use this medium to talk to you. Please look at the youth of Nigeria. We are really suffering.
Politics plays its part in everything that defines us as a sovereign entity. Isn't it right to discuss what makes it tick? When the main actors converge in the power corridors to make decisions that affect the next meal, shouldn't we probe even deeper?
Nigeria are suffering. The suffering is too much.
When it comes to the complexities of politics, we strive to give it clarity, to deepen your understanding as the listener.
The decisive factor will be knowledgeable leadership committed to good governance.
Make it a date with Oᴘᴇɪᴇᴅ and Saeed Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. on your top dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. Politics, it's a whole meal.
Political enemies, they don't want you to succeed. Have you just realizing that? No matter what I do, they will still abuse me.
They spoil more and more. Next time they go, children they die more and more. No food to eat, no light to see, no water to drink.
All is fair in politics, and it's equal opportunity. INEC you mentioned are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and the uncertainty in the companies they keep, not me.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. And I want to use... Good afternoon, Mr. President. And I want to use this medium to talk to you. Please look at the youth of Nigeria. We are really suffering.
Politics plays its part in everything that defines us as a sovereign entity. Isn't it right to discuss what makes it tick? When the main actors converge in the power corridors to make decisions that affect the next meal, shouldn't we probe even deeper?
Nigeria are suffering. The suffering is too much.
When it comes to the complexities of politics, we strive to give it clarity, to deepen your understanding as the listener.
The decisive factor will be knowledgeable leadership committed to good governance.
Make it a date with Oᴘᴇɪᴇᴅ and Saeed Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. on your top dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. Politics, it's a whole meal.
Political enemies, they don't want you to succeed. Have you just realizing that? No matter what I do, they will still abuse me.
They spoil more and more. Next time they go, children they die more and more. No food to eat, no light to see, no water to drink.
All is fair in politics, and it's equal opportunity. INEC you mentioned are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and the uncertainty in the companies they keep, not me.
Thank you very much. Well, I would also continue to, lead the conversation around the second off-cycle election that we have for 2026. A few weeks ago, we were done with Ekiti State that returned Governor Biodun Yebanji, becoming the first governor since 1999 to be directly returned into office. Remember, Adeni Adebayo did one term. Fayose came in. There was state of emergency, was removed. Fayemi came in. Fayemi also lost his second time bid. When Fayose came back, Fayose won his second time, finished his own. Fayemi came back for second time. But this is the very first time that Ekiti was going to return their governor for his second time. But the build up to the Osun State governorship election had not been giving us the very positive, feedback that we want. We've been monitoring the states. Unfortunately, there's been reported cases of killings, intimidation, opposition party members complaining, and all of that. So at the end of the day, we need to ask the right questions. The people of Osun, what would guide your political decision on the 15th of August when you go to the polls? And we don't want anyone to be intimidated. We don't want anyone to, be harassed or attacked. We don't want anyone to have fear of, of whatever it is that could happen, maybe the fear of the unknown ahead of the election that could make them to get disenfranchised. That we want to have a free, fair, clean, and credible election in Osun. And just like, a lot of observations have been made as regards the conduct of the Ekiti election. We want to have the same positive news from Osun State. Well, we have Osun also on the menu for you today on the show. But let's listen to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu after meeting the Catholic priest. We'd also talk about his meeting and some of the outcome of that. We're building up to the election. The campaign starts on the 19th of next month. So whether we like it or not, it's election season, full throttle right now. I'll take a listen to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and then I'll be right back.
From what I inherited. Am I doing something about it? Yes. I can tell you I'm doing something about it. And there will be resources to equip them. I don't run away from what I inherited. I inherited the challenges. Am I doing something about it? Yes. I can tell you I'm doing something about it. And there will be resources to equip them, build new barracks, build stations, arm them, and defeat terrorism. All is fair in politics. And it's equal opportunity. INEC you mentioned are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and the uncertainty in the companies they keep, not me.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. And I want to use this.
All is fair in politics. That was the statement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when on Tuesday in Abuja, he assured the ongoing restructuring of security operations and institutions will deliver victory over terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping across the country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while receiving the leadership of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria, the CBCN, led by the President, Most Reverend Matthew Ndagoso, at the State House, the President Tinubu emphasized that Nigeria's security architecture is being repositioned for greater efficiency. Mr. Ndagoso, Archbishop of Kaduna, attended the meeting with 19 CBCN leaders. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu stated that the security challenges that were being confronted with enhanced intelligence gathering, restructuring and repositioning of security institutions, improving logistics support, and prioritizing of frontline personnel welfare. Okay. We also call on the CBCN and all the religious leaders to actively condemn violence attack, guide their members, and support government efforts to end insurgency. We don't have another country, I quote President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but here, this Nigeria. And I would refer to the national anthem that in our complexity and our diversity we shall thrive, live, rejoice, and be good to all and humanity. I've just approved the expansion of the armed forces. We're getting more equipment. We're building new barracks. I would also defeat terrorism. It should be part of our sermons. I won't deviate from the national anthem according to what the presidency also went on to, reel out some of his social investment programs, the NEL Fund, the Poverty Alleviation Scheme, and equipping the security agencies. It was a long, meeting, and the president did not hold back. He said all of the things, acknowledging the fact that he knows that We're far from where we should be according to the promises, but he had not deviated from the challenges he met on ground. Mr. Matthew Okodwa, election is 171 days away. And one would expect that at this time of the election, just a few months away, maybe 6 months or barely 6 months, there will be some definite words coming out from the political class. And a lot of these words could sometimes be misinterpreted. Some of them can be misleading as well. What do you make of these statements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? And how do you, put this side by side in terms of people making informed decisions ahead of the election? The president is selling himself. He's saying that when I got into office, I did not shy away from the challenges that I met. I have tackled them headlong. How convincing are those statements?
Thank you very much. Okay. Fuad, welcome.
Thank you so much, sir.
Now, we are looking at an era that is very unusual in Nigerian politics. You are saying few days or few months, few weeks, or a short time before the elections, and nothing's happening. And that is because, as of today, nobody is even sure of the parties that are contesting the election, apart from the APC, the ruling party for now. That's what we are sure of. So every politician, every whatever is trying to be sure that he is going to be there before he says something. So in time, when you are counting days before the campaign begins, that some parties will not still be sure
if they will still be on the ballot.
It has never happened in Nigeria before. So that is why people are holding back in whatever, but stylishly they are coming out to say one or two things or the rest of them. And when you had Mr. President saying all is fair in politics, there are two levels of all is fair in politics. One is politics is not giving a la carte. Okay, political power is not given like that. You have to work hard for it. You campaign hard. You strategize. That is the normal pattern we follow in politics. Then there's this other one that says the Machiavellian theory. That what you put in depends on what you get. If you want to win an election, as it is now,
you use all your answer.
Forget about whether Fuad has PVC, whether Okwe has PVC, whether Okodwa has PVC. That is not anybody's concern. The original statement comes from the statement that he said, all is fair in love and in war. In other words, everything you do is to win. If you kill to win, it's fair in politics in Nigeria. Potters, it is fair. That is the Nigerian version of fairness, as far as you win. But the question is, are you doing all this to serve us, to serve Nigerians? Must you kill to serve Nigerians? Must you lie to serve Nigerians? I was watching one of the spokesperson yesterday, was it this week or so? And they were asking him on TV about what he had said before. He said, are you not going to be tired of asking? I don't want to mention the one. Are you not going to be tired of asking me over?
He has said almost the same thing on the show.
So the question is, now you are changing it. Is it context matters? Do we now say every opposition is a liar? Because when you talk about opposition, today, as if you are in government, even when you are in government, you are in an opposition. You are opposed to those who are opposed to you. Everybody is in opposition. So whatever you said or whatever you say, do we take it as liar, as lies or whatever? No. So the integrity matters. So when you say all is fair, push integrity outside. Push in war, in politics, in love. Put all those sentiments. There are no sentiments. Let my vote count. That is sentiment. That is not Nigerian politics. Give us level playing field. That is sentiment. Who is giving? Go and find your feet to play at level. You get it now. So when we are looking at some of these things, it give us an idea of what the election campaign period is going to look like. I only pray fervently that these politicians, with their own words and with their own hands, do not truncate this election that is coming. Because we are now saying, okay, how many years of uninterrupted democracy?
27
years.
I hope these people who are now feasting on this democracy will not be the same people that will truncate it.
I mean, that's a valid concern, especially when you understand, some of the components of democracy are countries where democracy is thriving, issues of, human rights, respect to rule of law, independence of institutions of government. Institutions of government are as powerful as they can be, not individuals more powerful than institutions of government. When these things are being checked or they're being questioned, it makes a lot of people question the kind of own debt for 40 years. They've done everything they can to change the election, do this one, the same thing with Malawi, the same thing with Eswatini. It looks like Africa is dealing heavily with the burden of having a functional democracy. I think one of these days on the show, we're going to move away a little from Nigerian politics and look at Africa's democratic structure as a whole. You have leaders in the continent that have spent 20 years, 25 years, 30 years in office. They've done everything they can to alter constitution to make sure that they remain in office 7 years, this and that. Malawi is dealing with some very interesting development, and we're going to focus on it sometime very soon. But side forward, the president has assured Nigerians that I've not abandoned the challenges that I met. I've faced them headlong. I've done this, I've done that. I want to go into the next election. I need a chance to complete what I've started. And he's also thrown a challenge to religious leaders that, listen, when you are talking to your people, speak to them some of the things that we have done. Or better still, make sure that you condemn when there are attacks everywhere. How much of a challenge has this statement pushed to the non-state actors in our democracy? Because oftentimes, we'd always question the government's sincerity. We'd always ask some of these fundamental questions. We've also looked at the body language of some of our stakeholders in this country. I'm following what is happening in Osun State. I saw the video of the king of Ede saying that, oh, if the APC people had come, he was going to reply them with a curse and all of that. And people are saying that, what if APC wins this election in your state and you have openly, constantly declared for candidates of different political parties? We've seen the Oba of Iwo as well, dancing on stage with the governor. So institutions that are supposed to be neutral, unbiased, already taking clear sides. That meeting yesterday with the Catholic
for, of course, taking the lead on this very, very important conversation. And I need people to take their time to listen to us carefully. You know, before now, you know, you have people saying, oh, yes, go and register to vote, go and get your PVC. It will be Nigerians against politicians. It will be all manner of things. And if you've been following my, you know, position on this idea of, oh, we should get our PVCs, get ourselves ready. Oh, sometimes people make some very big, bogus statements of it to be Nigeria against APC, to be this, to be that. I'm like, no, you have to be careful to assume that every Nigerian thinks the way you think.
Yeah.
So when you come on radio and say, oh, it will be Nigerians against APC, I'm like, are you aware that the APC have got very good numbers?
They're Nigerians.
And they're Nigerians too. So if you come up and say, oh, it will be Nigeria against APC, what are you saying?
I don't want Sierra Leoneans.
And they are Nigerians. Again, remember that we've had how many off-cycle elections? After the 2023 elections.
I mean, we've had Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa in November. We've had Ekiti, we've had Ondo, we've had Edo, and we've not seen any major you know,
you've not seen any major offsets. Political revolution, as it were, against the APC. So for you to now, because again, you have to look at facts when you make some of these statements. That's why when I see people making those statements, I just wish that they understand the way things work in Nigeria. So, because again, those off-cycle elections are supposed to be indicators, are supposed to be parameters by which you begin to measure the mood of the nation, especially when it comes to the way we play our politics. Now, and I've always said something, Okwemi, do we have a president who has made a commitment
to free and fair
fair, credible election? You know, I've always asked that question. That forget every other thing. No, do we have a president who have come out in the open to say, you know what, in my honor as president,
I promise
Nigerians, I promise you all, irrespective of your political leanings, that my legacy would be free for me to conduct and to pretend over a free, fair, credible election. Have you seen it? So, and I've always left the question open for anybody to try and say, okay, what could be the answer to this? But I think to that question I've always asked on the show. Remember that when the SDP presidential candidate came up recently to say there was a meeting of all political parties with Mr. President, I think during this the Ramadan break or something, and that he particularly had engaged the president on the fact that, look, you see, having a legacy when it comes to the way elections are conducted in the country would mean that you are not just in the people. That there can be a situation where you win an election,
but you don't win the people.
But you don't win the people. And that brings the question of legitimacy and credibility to the entire process. I remember very well after the 2023 elections, Barrister Curtis made a statement that, look, Nigerians have to be very, very careful to criticize the process that produced President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And when he said that, I was like, what is he trying to say? And he said, the thing is that there will be a question of legitimacy. But if we continue to dwell on the process that produced him after the courts have said he lost the election, he won the election, there would always be that question of legitimacy. And that would mean that he will be very desperate. He will be looking all over the world for where he can get legitimacy because it appears that he doesn't have it with the people. Now, when Mr. Adewale Adebayo said that, the president said, you know what? I suffered as an opposition politician. And you don't expect me to give bread and beans to the current opposition. I work that, I suffer. Let them also go and suffer. And that, look, the beauty of politics is that, look, politics is sweet when you are winning. I said, oh, really? The members of the party. Sometimes you think, oh, maybe when it's within his APC supporters or members. Maybe just gets carried away when he says those things. We just have to win. Remember when he said that power is not served à la carte.
It's not.
You snatch it, you take it, and you run away with it. At that point, people felt, well, maybe we are still trying to understand the political philosophy of Mr. President. But Okoyemi, the president has again spoken to us. I don't know how Nigerians are interpreting it, but this is my own interpretation of Mr. President's consistent statement of all is fair in what? Politics. Okoyemi, the Catholic bishops, if you listen carefully to them, apart from discussing other issues, because I just want to focus on the political part of the conversation, said, Mr. President, I listened to the leader of the Catholic bishops, that went to meet with him. And they said, we want you, and if you go and watch the video very well, when the president was responding to them, at the point when he started talking about politics, his entire body
language went up. You know that.
You could know that, look, he has gotten to a particular part of the conversation
where he's very much ready to
yes.
You will go there. You will not press me.
Yeah, when he was talking about, well, I inherited insecurity. I called for this job. I'm doing everything I need to do. But when it got to the political part of the conversation, the issues of neutrality, free, fair, credible election, the role of INEC, you saw the president in his proper element. People should go and watch the video. Just do what all is fair in what? Politics. All. Okoyemi, the operative word. All is fair in politics. And he also talked about the fact that, look, you know what? INEC has always been neutral. They don't intimidate anybody. If the opposition are complaining,
then they have to check the circle of the friends
they keep, or maybe they are afraid of their own shadows, blah, blah, blah. Let us even say that as a political statement. But let's talk about... So for me, the political philosophy, if anybody asks me today of the political philosophy before the Catholic bishops, again I say it, if anybody asks me today, what is the political philosophy
of President Tinubu,
I will say, well, it's all is fair in politics. So what I did was to say, okay, I shouldn't leave this to personal interpretation. Let me also talk to scholars. Let me talk to people who should know, or people who ordinarily should know. To a professor of political philosophy, Okoyemi, to say, you know what, I want you to help me dig into this word, this phrase.
All is fair.
All is fair in politics. And the conversation, I decided to even print out the conversation I had with this professor. She gave me the origin of the phrase, all is fair. Now, if you trace it back, Okoyemi, I don't know where the adaptation came from, that all is fair in politics. The original phrase was never about politics.
No, it wasn't.
The original phrase was all is fair in love and war.
Yes, now.
So how we adapted the phrase into politics is what I don't know.
It's when you equate politics with war.
I'm coming there. Again, because people need to understand that the statement was not just made in isolation or as a statement or a phrase. There's a background, there's a history to this particular phrase. All is fair in politics. And of course, a professor will take you through a lot of it was as if I was in a class with her.
You asked for it.
I asked for it. And I'm going to, let the people understand what the conversation was about. And she told me that, look, the history of this exact word, this phrase, dates back to the 1850s. True similar ideas appeared in literature 100 years ago. And he said, look, what it means is that, look, listen, Oᴘᴇᴅ, that dates back to the 1850s. The meaning is that it implies that normal rules of fair play do not apply. Oᴘᴇᴅ, that normal rules of fair play
is not applicable.
Do not apply when people are fighting for power or seeking romantic love. That is the original meaning of that phrase. So it's not anything to celebrate. When people come out to say all is fair in love and war,
it's talking about the brutality of achieving something.
Achieving anything, anywhere, anyhow. The most crooked way, and she says, you know what? People mix it up, like you have just said. But that, look, even in war now,
there are rules of
engagement. And that's why you can see that people are held to account for war crimes.
Yes.
If all is fair in love and war,
then won't be ICC.
There won't be ICC. That we got to a stage where the whole world said, no, all cannot be fair.
Brutal.
Even
we
in
can't
war.
Continue that brutality.
You can be brutal, but not to a certain extent.
You want to win a war, but there are rules of engagement. That's why those things brought about words like genocide, massacre, ethnic cleansing. So you cannot say, oh, because it's a war situation, you just do anyhow.
All out.
That's why people are held to account even in a war situation. There are areas that must be protected. There's what they call collective punishment. You must not engage in it. Oh, because people are fighting war, you bomb a school.
But the children, the women, everybody.
So now, are we saying that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not understand the background to the statement he made before the Catholic bishops? So for him to have now adopted that philosophy for politics, it means that we have to begin to ask ourselves very critical questions. Are we sure the president is committed to free, fair, credible election? Oᴘᴇᴅ.
That's a big question.
Because if the president's idea, I say it again, of politics that all is fair, and I've just given you a background, Oᴘᴇᴅ, I've given you a background to that statement that the president has made. And I'm sure that he's not making it because he does not understand what the statement means.
His body language shows that it was a statement of intent.
Intent is
like I'm not
very
backing
intentional.
down.
And so the professor told me that, you know what? You see, that look, why the statement is wrong? Because I have to ask, can we say this statement is wrong in politics? He said, yes. He said, look, democracies rely on laws and a constitution. When politicians use dirty tricks, they break the legal system they swore to protect. He said, look, they destroy trust. Any politician that believes that all is fair in politics, number one, will not respect the rules of the game. That person is not committed to playing by the rules. Anybody who believes that all is fair in politics is already telling you that, look, anywhere, anyhow, if it requires togri, if it requires ballot snag, ballot balls, all is fair. And so the professor went and said, look, lying and cheating. Now, listen, how it destroys trust and legitimacy in electoral process. That, look, lying and cheating might help a person win today, but it makes the public lose faith in government for a long time. And then what he said, look, people who treat politics like war to believe that all is fair in politics. What it means that anything goes can lead to real violence, corruption, and the loss of human rights. And that's what we're saying that, look, it is unfortunate that our president believes that all is fair in politics.
Side for let me hold your thoughts.
Yes.
So let me open up this particular conversation the more. The president said, I asked for this job. I am in it. Those who will take it from me will try. All is fair in politics and there are equal opportunities. So he went on to say that I'm ready, but I won't give them a red carpet. I won't offer them a leash to tie me and rope me. No, we will wrestle each other to the finish point. We will win the election.
Now, Okwemi, that is an addendum to the earlier statement of what all is fair. And I've
just explained it, validating the statement.
See, what I'm saying is, look at the background, the history, the background to
that statement.
That's what I've told you. That look, once you say that, even in love, that's why you see that even in love, Okwemi, you see people who are manipulative, misogynistic. You have this other word. These people that they just treat people anyhow. There's this phrase. There's this word I'm looking for now. People who are very manipulative in love, where they are the ones that are wrong, but they will make you. It's very manipulative in relationship. They are the ones that will tell you that all is fair in love, and that's why I just do that. Even in a war situation, we've gotten to a point where all cannot be fair, because once you say all is fair, it means that you can be genocidal. You can massacre people. You can
cleanse a tribe. Anything. You can have religious anything.
So the same thing applies to politics. All cannot be fair
in politics,
and that's why I've always asked that question: as President Bola, fair, credible election in 2027? And I say this because, again, if we get our PVCs from now till tomorrow, you campaign from now till tomorrow. If that commitment, and let me tell you, Okwemi, the buck stops at the desk of the president.
Up and down.
Don't be deceived.
Left and right.
And that's why you saw that he talked about INEC, and people are saying that, you know what? It's not about what you say. It's about what we are saying.
Doing what we see.
Okwemi, if we jump, because again, the election that is upon us now is, or should look at what is already happening in that state.
I'm telling you.
Look at what is already happening. And I said that, look, that will be the last off-cycle election to the general election in 2027. And there are already indicators, there are already parameters that appears to tell us that, look, there's fire on the mountain. Because again, you have a situation where there's thuggery. You have a situation now where there's an allegation against the police of compromise. The governor does not even have the cooperation of the commissioner of police. The governor is going left, the commissioner of police and the police in Osun, they are going right.
The governor is saying remove, NURTW is saying no.
The MC Olomo is also telling him that, you know what, we are the ones that. And I asked a simple question. The NURTW is a union, but they are not the owners of the parks and garages.
They are not.
If you can,
the parks and garages belong to the government.
So maybe they don't know that you might have your union. It's all like.
But the place they are using belongs to the government. The government can wake up and say, "This is your park. Want to use it for poultry?"
No. It's not the government can even say that union will not operate in my garage.
Yes.
You can take your bus away if you want. And I said there's a history to in 2022, even in this Lagos, the same MC that is talking. When there was a problem, it was just before the 2023 election. And there appeared to be politics that was to be played to remove MC as chairman of NURTW in Lagos. Remember that the Lagos state government suspended NURTW activities in Lagos.
And it still remains.
And wait, I'm coming. And they created parks and garages management. Who did they put as chairman?
The same person that they removed from this other side.
That is now saying a governor cannot stop union activities.
And in his time?
And in his own time, when the federal, the national NURTW wanted to remove him in Lagos, Lagos saved him by suspending NURTW activities, created a parks and management committee, and put him as the chairman. And he was there till 2023
and he moved to
before they brought a union back. But the same person is issuing a statement telling the governor of Osun State that you can't suspend union activity. But he agreed to the
when suspended in Lagos.
And then something was created that he was giving. You see, we say these things because, again, they might not be seeing what we are seeing. Okay, I've interacted, I've related, I've watched politicians enough, Mr. Kodwa, to know that they don't see any danger. And don't blame them that they are not seeing the danger.
They won't.
Because they won't, and they cannot.
They cannot. They won't.
Because again,
they don't anticipate it.
They cannot anticipate it. And don't blame them because they are overfed. You know, they have all their. Is it the City Boys movement doing their inauguration?
In Lagos.
You saw the way. And those people you see there, can they see what we are? Can they understand what we are?
No, they don't.
Never understand.
They cannot. And I'm not blaming them for not understanding. Okay, I am saying that I am not blaming them. I understand that they cannot. They cannot. They will not. You cannot be in that situation and understand or see what we are saying.
No.
How would you see it? Those of them who are politicians are overfed. We know some of them when they wanted to. In fact, some of them who are chairmen, we know some of them, their history. You mean one young motto to the campaign. Some of them, they practically beg people to support them. Some of them did not even have a vehicle before they became chairmen. But they left there becoming where they cannot see what we are saying. And I'm not blaming them, I've just said it. But we are begging them. You know, we always give this analogy of the Titanic. If the mentality of our politicians is that all is fair in politics, I'm sorry, we are heading nowhere. Because what we are practically preaching is that, look, you can dagbo, you can rig,
use what you have to
get what you want. And once you, it's just when you hear the ridiculous say, "Ole lo bomoje, kishati lowo." So what you are saying is that you can do anything to make money. Sha don't steal, but you can do ritual. We cannot. That's why I'm saying that. I think somebody needs to call the attention of Mr. President to the fact that it is extremely wrong to push this narrative of all is fair in politics. Somebody needs to tell Mr. President that this should never be coming from his desk.
But sorry for that. We are quarreling with the statement now. That all is fair in politics. But look at activities. The activities on ground is a testimony to that statement.
That's what, of course, we're already seeing it. I agree.
So we are no more talking about just a statement.
The indicators are there.
The involvement of non-state actors like the NURW, the City Boys.
Why are we having contradictory court judgments?
All over the place.
An infiltration of the judiciary. It is part of this all is fair in politics.
And he would have allowed INEC to defend itself. Not the president defending INEC because he is a contestant and INEC is an umpire.
You know the funny thing, as journalists, we'll do our job and only do is what we're doing. We'll report whether it is good or bad. We'll report. That is one
whether
thing.
They pursue us, you still report.
The report will be that I got to this polling unit, the third chased me away. It is still a report. And we got here, we could not enter. They say we should go away. It is still a report. God forbid if they shoot at us. We will not shoot at us.
If one person is injured, we will see report it. Our driver is injured.
But that all is fair in politics? Really? If all was fair in politics,
then do we even need INEC?
Anywhere near
collect anyhow.
We cannot preach that. We cannot. I don't want to live in a society. I don't want to teach my children that all is fair in politics. No, this is not being overly moralistic. No,
this is not moral. It's not moral class.
We are talking about the fact that look, we should have some red lines. We should have areas where
you don't
cross.
There are regulations now.
But these regulations cannot work
saying,
when we believe that all is fair.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Because what we mean is that we'll subvert, we will infiltrate, we'll cheat. That is what it means. Yes. And that's why I say, so that people don't think we are misinterpreting the president. We just gave a background to how this statement came up. And that is why we are concerned about the coming election. We are concerned for the judiciary. We are even concerned. Look at Okwemi. We had an amendment to an electoral act. Look at the way the whole thing was done.
And then look at the clauses that we start seeing after the president has signed.
It is the result of all is fair in politics. Yes.
Clauses that don't even make sense.
I'm not sure, and I stand to be corrected. In the history of our democracy, if there's any bill that have been so quickly passed into law by any president from Obasanjo till now.
And I will say that, look, an electoral act, knowing that we're coming from a keenly contested, controversial 2023 election, we amended the electoral act in a very funny, and so
we inserted certain clauses.
You people wanted an amended electoral act. They gave you one. They gave you one.
And we included some of the most disruptive clauses you can imagine.
And you know that this idea of
for student union election is still high. Secondary school prefects now.
That the problem.
Secondary school students pursuing each other with cutlass.
So, and when we talk about the kind of society we want to build, these things matter.
His mindset.
This kind of mindset. So again, when you have people like Prince Wise calling and say, oh, all politicians are potential election riggers. Okay, so we should just accept
that they are all
and that we should just continue like that.
Go ahead and read.
Are we assuming that there are no decent people
that can play politics?
That can play politics.
Should be played?
Is that what we are we? So we have accepted as a way of life, and it should just go on like that. Maneuver, just win anyhow, anyway, and that is why there's no way. Okay, you win election believing that all is fair in politics. There's no way you're going to deliver anything good for the people, because the foundation is faulty.
You didn't follow the process.
The process was faulty. The process is as good as the result.
The process validates the result. The process is even almost more important than the result.
Machiavelli, what did he say? The end justifies
the means. Amongst his APC stalwarts, I always feel that.
Said it yesterday,
but when the Catholic bishops,
a different bell.
Again, people should take their time to listen to what the Catholic bishops are told him. And so when his response to the political part of the conversation was all is fair in politics, but the remover in the president did not get the message. These clergymen had brought a message of
that Nigerians want to hear.
Then what basically speaking for
the question you've always asked about the commitment of the president to a credible election will have been answered yesterday.
Yeah, and I'm saying
I hear your concern, and I'm giving you my word that I'm promising and I'm committing to a free,
fair, credible election.
Even if he's not doing it, but that statement,
and that look under me, we are going to play by the rules. Under me would ensure that there are no desperation.
So why would the Catholic bishops go back and tell
all is fair politics?
All is fair. That
is that not the message?
That's the message.
And millions of them will understand this line of thought.
That's why I'm saying that. So as much as we don't want to discourage anybody, we'll still encourage people to get their PVCs. But I'm sorry, if the president of the country says all is fair in politics, then I'll be cautiously optimistic about the prosperity or the possibility of us having
a free
spend a lot of time on this one, and whether we like it or not, it's a big conversation that we need to focus on. The body language of our political class as we build up to election is going to be very key, especially in an election that is it looks like the odds are already against the minority on the election table. And when I mean the minority now, usually it shouldn't be so, but it's an unusual situation that the oppositioners, the president appoints the INEC commissioners 6 across the geopolitical zones. The president approved the budget of INEC. The president approved the chairman of INEC. In an election he's going to participate in. So
and then he concludes by telling you all is fair in politics.
So it basically just tells you that, listen, it's not even in the position of the president to defend INEC.
I've just said so.
The president should not be defending INEC.
Well, maybe because
he shouldn't be telling us about the neutrality of INEC.
Well, maybe look, for me that's not even the most important part of the conversation, because again, ordinarily, maybe he's only trying to say that, well, I've given them the job, I appointed them, I don't interfere. You understand?
Yes.
But the contradiction in the statement is to say all is fair in politics. Okay, you don't understand when it's all is fair.
You see, one thing I should imagine now,
yes,
in what do you call damage control
to this statement.
Yes, everybody who has to do with members of the public in APC will not be busy trying to find
a way to walk this back.
No. Yes, no, because no, you are just talking about the audience now.
Yes.
The audience, Bishop Catholics.
What would they say?
Yeah,
I'm sure they were shocked.
When you said they have said it several times.
Yes.
Maybe a minor discussion here and there.
Or maybe within but before the Catholic bishop.
But before the Catholic bishop, that thing shouldn't have come up.
Well, it's
damaging. So now, people who are interested will not be looking for a way to control the damage. People like Bola will be looking for. People like I don't know whether what's his name? Just as we are saying, Bayonanuga might just accept.
I just give a background to that phrase.
I understand what you have just said. So that thing cannot apply in decent society's election. It doesn't.
That all is fair.
There's a regulation. Or there are regulations. So after that regulation, the electoral act was passed and signed, and now we are beginning to discuss some few things or some things in it that are not, conducive for the elections. What do we do? People are crying up and down. So at the end of the day, I think the president will have to find a way himself to say, I think I've been misunderstood, but this is exactly what I mean.
Remember when during was it the 2007 elections? When Chief Olusegun Obasanjo said it was a do or die.
Yeah, that was 2007.
Yes, it was when Yar'Adua was coming.
And the outcome of the election shows that
it was a do or die affair.
Validity to that statement.
And remember that the same people who are in power today who say all is fair
criticize that statement.
They criticize the statement heavily. Do or die. In fact, at some point they were calling the Obasanjo Mr. Do or die.
Yes.
But do you know that there's no difference in saying the election is do or die and all is fair in politics?
There's
no difference.
There's difference.
What's the difference?
It's rebranding.
Okay, just say that one is
do or die is
direct.
That's an old version.
No, it's direct. But this one is
all is fair. You took us historical now. You went philosophical with all is fair. So this one is a better way of pushing it.
So this one is more refined. But that one, Baba just said it.
Hothead.
But you don't say at the end of the day we are saying the same thing.
We are still saying the same thing.
The election is do or die. It's not different from all is fair in politics. I'm sorry.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Well, I hope that the people involved will not set the policy so bad that people would be scared. We've always talked about low voters turnout. We've talked about a lot of things. And, when a statement like this, and we're going to still have a lot of statements like this, especially as the campaign will start next month. There will be direct, banter. There will be direct attack on the campaign structures or even some of the time the manifestos of some of their opponents. But like I said, the president thinks or feels that all is fair in politics. The validity of that statement have been questioned on this show today, and we're not trying to scare the people. We're simply saying that words hold a power, especially looking at where it is coming from. Well, I'm talking about election. The Osun State Accord Party governorship candidates Ademola Adeleke, after the Court of Appeal affirmed the party's legal standing. Adeleke shared on his official X page yesterday, described the ruling as a victory for democracy. It's always very funny when people say victory for democracy, especially when the narrative suits their own ambition.
That's what it is.
But again, he also said it's a victory for democracy and the rule of law, asking supporters to remain focused ahead of the election. He says that the government has reaffirmed that Accord Party remains strong, lawful, and fully prepared for the election. Again, Accord is victorious. Democracy is the rule of law, and that has prevailed. I congratulate every member and the supporters of our great Accord family, and the Court of Appeal has affirmed that we are always known. Our parties remain strong, lawful, and fully prepared for the election. I thank you for the steadfastness despite every attempt to create confusion and fear. Now, let us put the distraction behind us and return to our full focus as we build up to the election. The governor went on to call on party leaders, youth, women, and other supporters to step up mobilization effort across polling units, wards, and communities. Okay, let me discuss. Let me come straight to you, Mr. Matthew Okudwa. The build-up to the Osun State election is not giving the exact expectations of a peaceful election. I mean, Osun have had his issues, pocket of issues here and there. the Bola Ige assassination, the Frayo conversation, the former governor being in prison when he won election. Yes, there's been pocket of issues here and there, but this one seems to have taken a different dimension. The guts of these non-state actors to openly challenge constituted authorities in the state. We've seen reported cases of killings, electoral-related killings. We've seen issues of intimidation, campaign rallies. People are being attacked at campaign rallies. Does this look like an indicator, if not properly tamed, Mr. Matthew Okudwa, of what could happen in 2027 January and February general elections?
You see, the upheaval you have in Osun is between powers. When I say powers, federal power and state power. And it's like saying the federal power wants to take it using the local political parties. That is why when I say federal power now, that is why when the governor, the Minister of Information did not respond, the Chief Press Secretary did not respond,
the Minister of Transport did
not respond. It is somebody from the park that responded. Then police escorted them. Police, federal police, allegedly. Police allegedly escorted them back to the park. I mean, that's to take over the park. That's what you should expect. But then my prayer is prayer. Not that there's anything I can do about it, because to both parties, both the state governor and the whoever, they are looking at the power there. It's reachable for both of them. The state government think they can take it. The other opposing party think they can take it. They think it's possible, and it's possible for any of them. That is why the fairness of the approach comes to play. Allow the people's vote to count. Number one. Two, let the people actually freely express their minds on who they want. When I say that is, we have seen a situation now that INEC office had been reportedly broken into, and PVCs and beavers were carted away. Now the question we should ask, those PVCs that were carted away, would they be valid for the election?
All is fair in politics. As is asking the question, the answer that keeps coming to my head. All is fair in politics.
Sometimes I wish I was on the other side, because the question leaves, the answer lives in the question.
Of course, that's the point.
As he's asking the question, the thing that comes to my head. Don't you know that all is fair in politics? You collect PVC.
The people that went to steal PVCs and beavers, they have reasons to steal it.
They were sent.
They could have stolen anything.
They would have been sent by somebody. They would have been sent by somebody. When you look at all these things, the question the parties are afraid to get hot will not come out of votes. So you are likely to have low turnout or bloody election period in Osun State. So we should just pray against all these things.
Quickly on the Osun conversation, I've watched how the governor seems to make himself part of the people, and I'll break that down. If you look at the political journey of their delegates in Osun State, they've had 2 governors, they've had 2 senators. They've literally held the political structure of Osun State for maybe since 1990. Because even in, I think, the Second Republic, 1992 or something, one of the matriarch of the family was also holding political power in Osun State. So, who's Ada puts now? What balance of what scale of power do you think is going to play out in that election? The APC lost the election. Now the Minister of Marine Economy probably want to prove to the president that he is in charge. He can take the state back. And there is also the Aregbesola ADC factor. There are a lot of people, because at the end of the day, you never can tell. Aregbesola can say, you know what, ADC people, let us follow party ABC. Then there is the Accord party that seems to be doing the best they can to build their structure. Remember, the governor moved from the PDP into the Accord. The election is in a few weeks' time. So we can put the worst case scenarios on the table right now. What could be the worst case scenario that could play out on the 15th of August in Osun State side forward? Whether we like it or not, like Mr. Okudu has said, it is the federal versus the states. the federal power is going to come into play, whether we like it or not. We can't rule that reality. We know how the election works. But what could be the worst case scenario that could happen on the election day in Osun State?
Honestly, I don't know what could be the worst
16
case scenario.
local governments have been placed on red alert.
I don't know what could be the worst case scenario, because I don't want to think it. I don't want to think it in my head. I really don't want to. I don't want to begin to imagine what can be the worst case scenario. But the morning shows the day. The morning shows the day. When the attempt by Governor Adeleke to join the APC was
turned down,
was refused.
I knew that there was trouble coming. And I've told people that, look, there must have been a very strong force telling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know what, we will not allow
don't take this man. Don't take this man.
Because if there was really nothing about, because again, once the governor comes into the party, it's supposed to be an addition for the APC.
Yes, for them, yeah.
Automatically becomes the leader of the party,
becomes the candidate of the party.
And I know that one of the political philosophies of this president is the more the merrier. Go just bring everybody
in. Not plus Osun.
No, I'm just saying that now. But if you have a situation where the governor made serious effort to join the party, in fact, we had several meetings. If you remember, even the father of the popular musician,
Davido,
at some point led him
to the president.
And the governor eventually came out to say, you know what, I made efforts. I wanted to join the APC,
but we are still supporting the president.
So you can see that even the governor, as we speak today, understands the power of the president, understands federal might, and also understands all is fair in politics. And that is why he's even saying that, as bad as it is, so with all the intimidation, I'm still supporting the president, because he knows that the philosophy that we're operating with now is that all is fair in politics.
Hey, we don't hear the end of this thing from side four.
No, it's what it is. Okay, let me tell you why all is fair in politics is the philosophy we are working with now. I saw on a group, some APC supporters. They posted something and they were joking about it. I'll say it in Yoruba, you help me to interpret. Atigba local government lọ́wọ́ yín. Atutigba garage lọ́wọ́ yín. Ìyàwó yín ló kù tá máa gbà.
So there are different ways of saying all is fair in politics.
They've said
there's do or die. There's all is fair in politics. Now they are saying that we are collecting your structure.
They said
from
Atigba
you.
local government. You know that up till now.
There are parallel local governments in Osun
But the funds are going to the APC.
Yes.
In Osun. So Atigba local government lọ́wọ́ yín. Atigba garage lọ́wọ́ yín.
Ìyàwó yín
ló kù tá máa gbà. Ọpẹ́yẹmí. So
we have collected local government, we have collected garages. The next is we are going to collect your wife.
It is still about all is fair in politics. And remember that immediately Governor Adeleke knew that Wike has balkanized the PDP, and it was going to be too dangerous to remain in the PDP.
You know which part,
because you don't know where the pendulum will swing.
Yes.
Immediately he moved into Accord. Remember what happened in Accord? A faction immediately emerged.
Straight up.
In Osun.
They had a different governorship candidate in Accord, and they presented certificate for.
You say Accord had never had any faction.
No problem. All is fair in politics.
Yes. This appeal court judgment is what has helped out, because up till today, if not for the judgment yesterday, even Adeleke was not even sure.
I'm telling you.
He knows.
If the appeal court had ruled that, if the appeal court had upheld
the judgment of Justice Lifu,
his candidature was going to be on the line.
He won't have a party until that maybe Supreme Court reverses.
It is still all about all is fair in politics. Okay. So look at what we now have. Added to this now, gangsterism, killings.
It's so unusual.
To the point where the governor is even saying that, look, they are even going ahead to sabotage my projects.
Yes, the allegations that
the roads, the unicorn, allegation.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's allegations. Not even river. Not even Lagos.
So, like, when somebody misinterpreted what I was trying to say this morning. When Wike said, well, Fubara has learned his lesson. He's now back to the family. Abi? Okay, and I said that it is still about all is fair in politics.
Because that's why somebody will collapse political party structure in a state and say there's rainbow family.
And
then the minority leader in the House of Reps won the ticket against a sitting governor of the same political party that wants to go for second term. How fair is that?
All is fair in politics.
How fair is that?
All is fair in politics.
To subdue you is fair.
It's fair. In politics. So the politics.
Gentlemen,
I'm coming. Okay, calm down. The politics we played to the point where we made a mess of the seat of the governor. The politics we played to the point where we suspended an elected governor
plus an entire
for 6
House of
months,
Assembly,
where we brought in. So all is fair. And I said it this morning that look, Wike is jubilating today, but I know that tomorrow something may happen that will make us to remind him that all is fair in politics. Yes. Don't complain. But today, you know, it's the funny thing is that the people celebrating what we have today were people who once complained in the past.
No, that's how it works.
That's why I told that when Obasanjo said it was a do or die, we knew their own position then. But today, all is fair. And I said it this morning, Okwemi. Some of us, what the position we took on Wike and Fubara was not because it was Fubara. People need to understand that it was not because it was Wike or Fubara.
No, it was a dangerous culture.
It was very, yes.
Okwemi, I personally, I remember that even as a very young, journalist coming up, learning the ropes, vehemently went against Obasanjo's decision to seize Lagos money.
Local government funds.
Okay. So is that Fubara and Wike? So the principal stand we took then, when Obasanjo seized Lagos money, was the same principal stand we took when the one of Rivers State happened. Because to us, all cannot be fair in politics. The only thing that is fair in politics is when we play by the what? By the rules. And I said it this morning that Fubara has learned his lessons. Okay, Fubara has learned his lessons. And that's why he was subdued. And Wike would not have been able to subdue Fubara without federal support.
Of course.
No way. You're the one that is saying.
And then Adeleke is somewhere thinking that
that is why you can see that despite the fact that he's fighting APC in Osun,
he's still supporting.
He's still holding Baba Sagbada in Abuja. Baba, we still there. They loyal. He knows.
Side for this is Mushin language.
No, it's what it is. I they loyal. Because he knows that the politics we are playing today is the politics of what? All is fair in politics. And that's why I said that. And this is figuratively speaking, okay? The Yoruba elder said,
my father used to say that don't even be enticed by the devil's meal.
Why
because no matter how long your spoon is, the devil will hold you.
Then the question is, why did you even get to the point of having to? The question is, politically speaking, when there are indications that look, the politics we want to play is the politics of war, all is fair in politics. The people going into it should be ready. Anything can happen. And that is what the lesson Fubara has learned. When the will of the people was being subverted for him, ordinarily in the PDP of Rivers, Fubara was never going to be.
It wasn't.
He wasn't Fubara as a candidate.
He was the accountant general of the state.
But somebody had told him that look, I shoved everybody aside.
Yes.
I bought form for you.
Yes.
I intimidated everybody.
7 other aspirants went to court to challenge the primaries of Fubara.
And you won. You want to come and challenge my authority?
You sat on that table. Fayose warned you on the dinner, the eve of the inauguration, and he says, "This man you are sitting beside, it will be in his good books. You have to continue to be happy with you." That I tried to fight against him, but I could not, and I joined him.
That's why.
That's Fayose.
That's why when people.
That's Fayose.
So when people say, "Oh, you are journalists, you like to talk, you can't go and join politics." The politics of all is fair. No, I don't get strength.
This one,
you don't get that liver.
I don't get that. Let me because I will want to play a politics of
according to
decency
and
politics,
orderliness,
and I would never, in my honor, in my life, no matter what I think I'm looking for, ever join the politics of all is fair in politics. Never.
Or do or die.
It's an indirect way of saying do or die.
One is repackaged.
One is just when you it's the same old wine in a different bottle.
Change the color.
It's all the same old wine in a different bottle, said in a different way. And that's why Osun is going to be a litmus test. We'll see what will happen in Osun. We are praying for peace. We are hoping that the prayer, let's hope it will be answered. We don't want people to lose their lives. A friend, one of the newspaper correspondents in Osun, told me that the attempt to take over the garage in Osogbo, a woman fell into a ditch and broke her legs, fractured her legs. I'm sure the children of that woman are the one running up and down now to take care of her because of politicians who just want to play anyhow, anyway to win. So we are praying for Osun people. We are praying that the desperation of our politicians will not set the state on fire. And we're also saying that, look, ahead of 2027, we should pray for that at least our politicians don't also set this country on fire.
Well, it all begins from being careful because the supporters often have a different interpretation to some of these things. I'm sure when the former president said it's a do or die affair, the supporters picked the signal immediately and they would act on it. So when certain things, like I said the other time, we would get to hear more of these once the campaign starts. But let's quickly touch the last story before I start picking the calls. And this is the senator representing Ogun Central Senatorial District, Senator Shuaibu Afolabi Salisu, has expressed confidence that the APC would secure the senatorial ticket for the district ahead of the 2027 general election. Speaking on the development on the state ahead of the polls, he says, "My return ticket was not in doubt and declared that it was firmly inside my pocket." Attributing his confidence to what he described as legislative performance and consistency project since assuming office. According to the lawmaker, his stewardship in the Senate has been driven by legislative interventions, constituency development, digital transformation, healthcare, education, and empowerment across Ogun Central Senatorial District. He also went on to highlight some of his performance in the House and also talked about sponsoring 1,000 UTME students for JAM, providing writing materials, and a lot of said. But more than anything else, a question had also been asked about the response of other political parties to not just the executive positions. You know, most times during election, we would always focus on the president. There are also reps members that also sit within the chambers, 360 of them, that also make laws that helps the president and the governors to function. Are we doing the wrong thing in sense that we're always quick to look at the presidential and because a lot of people forget that on the day of the presidential election there will be the senatorial election and the House of Reps election. We saw the fallout of that in 2015, that a lot of senators and reps members that won the election would not have won if not that it was on the wave of Muhammadu Buhari's APC. The same thing in 2023. A lot of the Labour Party people that won the election into the Senate and the reps and the Assembly would not have won, if not on the Peter Obi wave. And that's what we're talking about. And then there's difference between this election, 14 straight days. A lot can happen within that period. How much attention do we need to start paying to the legislative elections that comes alongside the presidential election, Mr. Matthew Kuda? And let's wrap it up from there real quick.
We should pay as much attention, but from what has been happening, we see that the president has the domino power. That is what caught everybody's attention. For instance, you asked me who is my senator right now. I don't think I can remember. Yeah, because it's an obstacle election. They brought him in. I
think he came to replace Governor Monday Okwewolo.
I don't know. You know,
because you don't even get to know.
Do you understand it now? So
no, Mr. Okoda gave us a story off the record last week that he went to his state to make inquiries about how to contest the election.
Yes, now
he ended up voting for a candidate.
I have to be preaching peace when I got
when you saw the OZ.
When I saw what was going on, I couldn't even see I was going to do election. But the point is, we found out that in Nigeria the executive has the powers.
True.
Has the power, has the pause. It has the when you say power now, remember the theory of power is you get things done the way you want it, irrespective of any opposition. That is power. So the president said, Shamali, I will give you Edo State. No matter what everybody voted, no matter what the voters decided,
I will give you the state.
He said he gave it to Shamali.
And he did.
You get it now. That's why we look at all this. We're just talking about the what do you call it, Wike's support from the federal to be able to subdue Wike.
That's the word.
Yeah, subdue.
You
understand? So
I saw the video where he acknowledged the candidate and talked about that now a member of the Rainbow Coalition. That's a subdued man.
That is why.
Gentle.
And again, look, about 700 and something sat down and came up with a police bill. On their own, they jettisoned it and accepted the executive. So for most voters, it doesn't. All the rest, you are just on you. You are in the periphery. The middle is the executive. That is why attention is on the executive. We just talked now. Baba Deleke, after struggling to survive in Osun State, he's still holding on to the agbada of Mr. President.
Because I understand that one action, some of them will still leave the governorship seat and still go to retirement home in the Senate.
That's what it is. Well, so the president or the executive is so domineering that our own kind of politics is the presidential election.
Do we know how powerful an American senator is?
Well, you see, because of time, so that we might not be able to really touch on this.
So many of them,
story from Ogun State. There's a side to it. This is political intrigues, and I'll say this because this intrigues is within the APC in Ogun State. You know, ordinarily, if you look at the Southwest, there will be election in only 3 states. That's in 2027. Because Osun off cycle, Ekiti off cycle, Ondo off cycle. Ondo will be 2028. So we are going to have elections only in Lagos, Ogun and Oyo. Now, if you look at Lagos,
that's governorship elections.
Governorship elections, yes. Now, if you look at Lagos, now APC Amzat, almost done and dusted. The SMA problem had been resolved. You know, SMA was going to contest, but a day two, he eventually dropped off, and somehow I think the Lagos APC have been able to manage the Amzat situation very well. But are you aware that in Ogun State, there's still someone in the APC in Ogun claiming that, look, he is the governorship candidate of the APC, and in fact, is in court as we speak. And his name is Abayomi Onye. Is an APC member, and yesterday when I got this information, I had to quickly call my friend, the journalist friend in Ogun State. Kilo APC, and that was what led to even this story. We might not be able to finish everything today. I think maybe on Sunday we'll dissect it. And what he's saying is that this Abayomi Unye was actually a governorship aspirant. He collected the form, he was screened. And what he is saying is that he was never a part of the consensus that primaries because they allocated figures to him, results to him. And that what? So if you look at this his poster that I'm looking at, he said, we are challenging the fraudulent primary election in court. They said he's in court as we speak. And what my friend is saying is that, look, he said, look, there are result sheets to show that elections were held. And what he's saying is that all the results they gave him 0-0. Did I not vote for myself? That's number one. Now, even
Mr. Mato,
I'm coming. Now, if you look at Ogun, this Ogun Central senatorial ticket has to be handled with care. Former Governor Ibukile Amosu wanted that ticket, wants the ticket. And the current senator is Senator Shuaib Afolabi Salisu. Now, what people are saying is that, look, Yayi has to be very careful. He appears to be the favorite. If you look at,
the body language,
but Ogun East, Ogun Central, Ogun West, Yayi has to be careful. Ogun East has a problem. Senator Gbenga Daniel, former governor, is a factor because the other man has hijacked the ticket from him. He's not a happy man. The candidate of the PDP in Ogun, Okoyemi, is Adebutu, what's his name, Ladi. That is his constituency. So Ogun East can be a bit dicey. It might be very dicey.
But the outgoing governor is from the same place.
Which outgoing governor? Which, on his own terms, can he win a free and fair election among his own people? That's what people are saying. If they leave it, between him and Gbenga Daniel,
all is fair in politics.
No. If we remove all is fair in politics. I'm just saying. So that's number one. The Ogun East can be shaky. Now Ogun Central. Iyabo Obasanjo owns the ticket of PDP in Ogun Central. And from authority, from people on ground that should know, they told me that one-on-one, Iyabo Obasanjo with Salisu, he will flush Salisu. That we should forget what we are hearing, that on ground, Ogun Central, the Iyabo Obasanjo we are seeing has the pedigree to wipe.
Iyabo Obasanjo was an aspirant for the APC ticket.
No, he has gone to the PDP now. And the fight between them.
Himself and Yayi.
So now Ogun West may go to Yayi. But Yayi cannot become governor alone with Ogun West. He has to win convincingly in Ogun Central.
Sure.
And then leave whatever happens in Ogun East. The issue is they need a stronger candidate in Ogun Central to deliver for Yayi, and they think that can be Amosun. So what is being said is that even Amosun's people are saying that, look, the ticket, despite how far they've gone in uploading, will still go to Amosun. Again, it's not a matter that we can finish today.
So the Senator Salisu is just trying to push
that's why you can see him sitting and see the candidate. But the rumors
you are trying to enforce
but what we are hearing is that with Iyabo Obasanjo again, the president's election is on the line because it's on the same day, and they don't want to joke with it. We will dissect it more on Sunday.
No bandwagon for the National Assembly election.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No bandwagon.
That was why I raised
that. Your own.
That's what I raised that question about the fact that do we really pay enough attention to the subnational?
Were you not sure when I told that somebody is in court and still saying he's the candidate of the APC?
And whether you like it or not, the court will hear him out.
And if I asked to check, he said he was actually an aspirant. He was screened. He was cleared.
And they recorded 0 vote for him.
I said, and
it's even if nobody votes
for my family members.
Me. At least if I'm married, my wife should be able to vote for me. One is not PDP primaries of 2003. All right. I mean, I wanted something that not so fierce and political on the show today. So that we just spend the 2 hours, take the lead stories ourselves and just smile a little bit. And I'm sure you have a take home today. All is fear in politics. Well,
not our own philosophy on
this
show.
No, that's just the president. That's the statement of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And that's why I decided to say, you know what? Maybe we should even play it again.
In politics, and it's equal opportunity. INEC you mentioned are neutral. They've never intimidated anybody. If political opponents are crying wolves, maybe they are afraid of their own shadows and the uncertainty in the companies they keep. Not me. I don't run away from what I inherited. I inherited the challenges. Am I doing something about it? Yes. I can tell you I'm doing something about it. And there will be resources to equip them, build new barracks, build stations, arm them, and defeat terrorism. All is fair in politics, and it's equal opportunity.
So that when we open the phone lines, people will not say, "Oh, why is Said for saying all is fair in politics?" That was the word of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Who joined late.
For those that joined the show late, 09136000410. So let me beg us. I'm seeing loads of messages on WhatsApp already. Please, I would like us to hold on to our commitment of just 60 seconds so that we can pick a lot of calls on the show today. 09136000410. Let's get going. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
You're welcome.
I greet you and I greet Alhaji. It's Comrade Koboko Professor. And well done. Hello?
Well, with you.
President Tinubu is not supposed to be talking. Now we're supposed to talk if he build barrack. If he's building barrack and he's doing everything. What of the private sector? What of people that are, like he said that ASU is not going to on strike? Where ASU is supposed to go on strike? In other countries, if their own ASU is going on strike, is it a building barrack? Is it their money? It's our own money and the taxpayers' money. Concerning opposition, is it INEC is neutral. INEC was not neutral on the 25th of February 2023 election. They all differ. INEC is not neutral. The judiciary is not neutral. In conclusion, they call that say other parties can be contest. I cannot call for them because they are doing their job. They are using our oil and taxpayer money to pay them. But Justice Lifo should be arrested, should be questioned why he did the first archaic and the photogenic and Germany.
Thank you very much. I already gave my commitment of 1 minute, and I would love us to stay within that commitment. We'll also read some of the messages that we have on our WhatsApp page 0913-600-0430 for WhatsApp and 0410 for calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the general.
Thank you.
Mr. Matthew, good afternoon, sir. And Oga Fuad, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Samuel calling from Ikeja. Oga Fuad, the president is not in a position to tell us that INEC is neutral. You understand? I find that statement, you understand, is suspicious. Because when it's like he himself is guilty of that neutrality when it comes to INEC, that is why he's making that statement. So he's not in the position to speak. If you allow we Nigerians that will judge the INEC in politics, you understand? So that is why killing the opposition party in Nigeria is fair. And even somebody using machete to kill people in election day is fair. It's so embarrassing, seriously. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. I'll also read your messages as we pick your calls. John Bernard Hui from Ijaniki is talking to us and he says, happy birthday to you, Okwe. Thank you very much. We should not be deceived. The president is not ready for a free and fair. They are afraid of free and fair election. Maybe he doesn't know the meaning of all is fair. Tinubu is not in a position to tell us that INEC is neutral. Hope this man will not end this democracy because of his selfish ambition. That is John Benaduhi from Ijaniki. Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kwe.
You're welcome.
And good afternoon, Mr. Thank you. To be factual, the president is the statement is normal. What is the name of the INEC? Independent Electoral Commission.
National Electoral Commission.
National Electoral Commission, of course. So what do you expect the president to say? You want him to change their name? So by virtue of the objectivity of INEC, the president is right, and even the politics, as he said, well, I mean, he is correct. Let the politician now, the opposition or the politician now come out and say it is not correct.
No,
we are not in position to. You see.
Wait, it's a very direct question because of time. Wait. You said, wait, calm down now. You said the president is correct. And I'm asking you, do you also believe that all is fair in politics?
Right from the democracy, all is not well. If to be factual.
You are not answering the question, no.
No.
I'm asking you now, it's a very straightforward question. Do you also believe that all is fair in politics?
Look, I'll answer you, Mr.
All is fair, not well.
Fair. Right from democracy, that is what I'm saying.
What are you saying? You are not saying anything.
Okay, I'm sure that this conversation will come up again. It's difficult.
You can say yes.
Getting an answer to that question is tough.
The president is saying it. He can also take it.
Olamilekan Aremu Balogun from Ogbayo Ijoko beside Unity High School, Ogun State. He says that good afternoon to you. Okpayemi, Fuad, please talk about the Kwara State politics. What is going on in the G15 in Kwara State? I also heard that Yayi is from Ekiti State. Mr. Lamilekun, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Nigerian politics. This is Femi from Lagos. Zero recorded for an individual who obtained a form. The more you look, the less you see in Nigerian politics.
I voted for myself.
Thank you very much of the press. I just learned a new word today. All is fair in politics. But the issue is that the evil that men does live after them. Happy birthday to your from Samson. Thank you very much. That's another one. We are learning so many things on the show today. Good afternoon to you. Oh, we got a bit late. Apologies. All is well in politics for those who don't have an interior motive. Okay. He also went on to say that there can never be national transformation without transformational leadership and patriotic citizens. Misinformation and misinterpretation of Mr. President's statement is the most corrupt thing anyone can do on earth. Some party chieftains' body language has already screened defeat. Nothing Mr. President can do to satisfy them. It is a pity that we can predict this show. All is well in politics is for those who have interior motive.
Who is that?
Emmanuel. That's Emmanuel. Okay, good morning. Good day to Okpe, Fuad, and Okodo. Thumbs up for the good job always. I really do worry for my country with the kind of leaders that we have, unfortunately. Nigeria's reputation keeps going down the drain. The way we are perceived abroad is so unfortunate. Even Ghanaians now speak ill of Nigerians without it. The international world is watching. Our reputation is being seriously damaged. That is Kazim from Middlesbrough.
And for that guy who is talking about here, just go and check the meaning of the phrase. All is fair in politics. Go and just do your research. Don't all those you're dancing around. You're just wasting your time.
Okay, good afternoon, Super Said and Mr. Matthew Okodo. Well-detailed analysis as usual. Indirectly, the president is just drumming up vet of war come 2027. Do you think the opposition are not aware of all of these? All of these. That means Oyo State Governor's statement of Wᴇᴇ isn't far-fetched.
That's why we're cautioning all our politicians. When Wᴇᴇ came up, we cautioned him. When Odu or Die came up, we condemned it. And that's why we're saying that when you use the word all is fair. All is a very simple thing now. It's a commonsensical thing.
All or nothing.
All, anything goes. And somebody is trying to misinterpret and begin to bamboozle us with nonsense.
People should know that we want a safe Nigeria, and I also hope the elections won't be the end of the country. That's Chris Oke.
That's our prayer too.
Ikeja. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon, Okpe.
You're welcome.
Wow. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Lucky.
Mr. Lucky.
What I have with people is that you must know, if you don't know something, don't just call. You must not call all the time. Me, I don't want to call, but why I call now is that this is all in fair politics. If you don't know the meaning, they should explain to you. Because when for after this thing, I don't know, but if I explain it, I check it. Is it true? Are you telling me that if you kill everybody, you win the election? Is that fair? So I think they should explain to them. Not that you would, okay, now you were dealing with somebody, you ask a question, you will not, you always dodge the question, go back. So we will listen. If we don't, we should learn. Not that we know everything. People that are there, that are there. People like you, people take your time, don't sleep in the night, just to give us good news. But when we come here, we can stand like say we know. I beg God will bless you guys. I beg. Thank you.
God will bless you too. Thank you very much. This one says, the insistent Afrophobic attack by South Africans on their African neighbors. Okay, this is an article you probably want us to read. Thank you very much for sharing knowledge with us. Always, good afternoon to you, friend. This is Noah from Igondo. If the ruling party would allow next year's election to be transparent, free, and credible, all will be well. However, one is suspicious whether the APC would accept the defeat if Nigerians decide to vote them out. The political climate is seemingly tensed and charged, going by the intrigues and the manipulations to outsmart the opposition parties, but power belongs to the people. Thank you very much. That's Noah from Igondo. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. It is only when the conversation turns to the APC, his mandate or his 2027 re-election bid, that the president appears eager to engage, rather than granting interviews on pressing national issues. That is coming from Louis. Thank you very much. I salute you, the generals in the house. On behalf of myself and all the gantry, I will rejoice with our gallant. Okay, thank you very much. Osimura from the cantonment in Ikeja. Thank you. That's a birthday greeting for me. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome. Present, sir.
And my greetings to my Oga Fuad and Matthew Okodo.
You're welcome.
May God continue to grant you all wisdom, the way you analyze about the way forward on the messy situation we find ourselves. It's okay. Do you know why I'm so troubled many a time? When I consider the fact that in Nigeria I have so many great minds, so many people, so many that can turn things around here. But how do we allow people who do not have the use there? It beats my mind because the same Nigerians that travel outside are the one making headways, doing so many great things that the whole world are being recognized here and there. How do we find ourselves in such a state that people who do not have anything to do within the corridor of power are the one managing us up to today, and we do not have anything to do? We can't do anything about it. That is why I'm so troubled. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much for lending your thoughts to the conversation. Okpayemi, I'm expecting our own biased analyst, Dr. Mɪᴅ-Wᴇᴇᴅ, to digest these statements tomorrow. Femi from Lagos, all is fair. Does it include thuggery, assassination, corruption, and many negative behavior during election? God bless your station. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Happy birthday to you. I inherit the problem. All is fair in politics. Pibat Oladile from Surulere. You quoted Mr. President's speech. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, what I say this afternoon, INEC must be neutral. Let all of them go to the field and referee them and referee very perfectly. That's for INEC. And for Fubara, Tujuba, Walutuba, one thing on, today the jungle has matured. Jungle has matured. But at the end of the day, he come back home. If he deny himself, that's a concern. I will say, and categorically, you are right. I know the right thing. He come back to the father, do it for him. PK is the best minister to the whether we like it or not. So that's the way we stop here.
Thank you very much, Prince Wise. Let's squeeze in a couple of more messages before we leave the studio today. This one says, good afternoon to you, but it's a shame that the very worst of us is really the best of us. The APC is G3 about the 2027 election. They hope they accept defeat if they lose. That's Oracle from White Sand Estate. Okay. Thank you very much. Good. I can come and enjoy the car. A good conversation we had on the show today, but a lot of us are not surprised by the statement being made by Mr. President. It is a reflection of how they think. They once told us to grab power and run with it. Now he has told us that all is fair. Hopefully this country would remain after the 2027 election. God bless you, and God bless us. I was rushing to get that call, but we got it a bit late. Okay. It is unfortunate that the statement politicians are making, they don't know the effect of those statements. If at the end of the day their supporters decided to take laws into their hands, how would they come out and say they did not say it? All is fair in politics means win at all costs. God help Nigeria. And that is Bola from Ikorodu. Some calls. Good afternoon to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Same to same to you. Thank you very much.
God is happy new year. God is happy new year.
This is happy new year.
Good afternoon.
My name is Samson Alban Billion calling from Mɪᴅ. I just want to back what Oga Fuad said. Everything he said I agree. It's a matter of time. I know they are preparing we ahead. I won't say more than that. All is well. Thank you, sir.
All is well. You also ended with all is well, but you did not put your own, whether it's in politics or in everyday hustle. When someone says all is fair and square in politics, it is to say snatch it, grab it, and run away with it. If you don't have skeletons in your cupboard, why you want to allow INEC and the judiciary to be transparent and do a free and fair election instead of compromising them, intimidating the opposition, and building houses for judges? 300% increment in the salary. If Jonathan had done this, would the APC be doing opposition and would they be in power today? It is unfortunate that the worst of us are ruling the best of us, because the election is characterized by intimidation, cash and carry, conspiracy with the judiciary. You can never be accountable to the people. It's like putting Agbero in a vault of a central bank. It will loot it to the ground. Okay, that's Mr. Lekon from Lagos. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Welcome to Mainland FM.
Thank you, my brother. Happy birthday.
Tim.
As good as that father and Mr. Kodwa.
You're welcome. How are you?
For me, I learn every day from you people. And
thank you very much. Well, interesting. Good afternoon to you, Mainland FM. This is Feromi from Agbado. I just want to say happy birthday to the man of wisdom. Okay. Thank you very much. Wishing you more. Thank you. Thank you very much for the birthday greetings. Please don't let us turn this show to birthday shout out show. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Otter.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Mr. Matthew. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah. This is Mark calling you gallantly.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to totally agree with Mr. President. All is fair in politics, you know. So if you consider the phrase, all is fair in politics, it's an adaptive phrase and an adaptive usage of all is fair in war. It's an adaptive usage, right? So, and it has been used, all is fair in politics has been used as an adaptive usage in sports, in businesses, in politics, by literary icons, by politicians, by businesses. Do you know that anywhere there is competition, because I want us to understand the literary uses of that word. Anywhere there is competition in this world, anywhere there is competition, all is fair in that sphere of life.
Let me ask you a question briefly.
Yeah.
What does it mean to say all is fair in anything? What does it mean?
If you have a competitive edge.
Yes. What does it mean to say all is fair in politics?
That's what I'm saying. If you have a competitive edge over your competitors, all is fair.
What does it mean? You have not said what it means.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you have a competitive edge in politics, right? Hedge.
So
right?
what? So
even being in power itself is a competitive hedge.
We know.
If you have immunity, it's a competitive hedge.
We know. But you have still not answered the question. What does it mean to say all is fair in politics? Explain it.
It means that what you have that makes you have an hedge
can be deployed.
No, you don't know what you're saying.
I know that you know what
you know. You are just dancing around. Don't worry.
Let's take this example. For instance, we have Dangote right now. We have Dangote, right? Dangote another big businesses that are connected to power.
Yes.
They have that competitive hedge over the other competitors.
All is fair is not competitive edge. No. You are just being clever by hand. And you know that you are just playing around. That the competitive edge. All is fair is that whether it is good or bad, deploy everything to win.
Use what you have to get what you want.
Whether good or bad. What is competitive edge?
Competitive edge does not give anybody consent.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. and
Mr. Okodwa, you're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome, Mr. Lawali.
This thing is very simple now.
Abba.
All is here. Yeah. You can even say it to a student. That means you can cheat.
You can cheat only
as long as you pass.
As long as you pass. That's a competitive edge.
If you want to if you are doing business with another person, or maybe you are competing, if you have the power, you can close down the other person's
business. He says all is fair in competition.
Want everything just for people to come to your own store and buy. That's it. We should stop doing
dancing around.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we can accommodate any more calls on the show today. Ooh. I say I'm going to be very sincere. We have loads of messages there that we cannot even read. But thank you so much to Mr. Matthew Okodwa for being a part of the conversation today. As always, it's always a massive pleasure when you join us. Mr. Said Fuad, I had to put Mr. in front of because today I'm going on with all is fair
in
politics. Okay, all is fair in life. It's the same thing. Politics, love, war, life.
It's competitive.
All right, thank you very much. Next up is the boss. It's the Wednesday edition. And of course, you have the opportunity to call in and request for songs of your choice. With J Dan, the good guy with the bad intentions, and his co-host, the BB, is the biggest B. And by 4 o'clock, we'll have the Wednesday edition of the Situation Room. Sage Babalola will be here to drive the conversation as well. So by 5:30, we'll have the Mainland FM Global News. And by 6 o'clock, we'll come here for a midweek edition of Sports Cruise. What happened to the Super Falcons yesterday? They lost as they begin their title defense at the Women African Cup of Nations to debutant Malawi by 3-2. A lot of conspiracies have been flying since yesterday. They sabotaged the game. They were tired. They underrated Malawi. They are protesting because they've not paid the $100,000 that was promised them for winning the last AFCON. But it's a massive disgrace. They still play in the last 14 edition of the Women African Cup of Nations, and yesterday it did not start well for them. They lost to Malawi that are making their debut at the tournament for the very first time. In fact, at some point in the game, Malawi were leading us 2-0. Then they were leading us 3-1. At the end of the day, we couldn't crawl back. Then they're 3-2. We'll talk about all of those by 6 p.m. today. Once again, thank you for all of the birthday shout-outs. I appreciate you. And then we're here because you're on the other side. And without you, we'd not be in business. Join us again for this show next week, Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m. on your super dial, Mɪᴅ 98.3 FM. And don't forget, on Sunday, there's Political Roundtable, 6 to 8 p.m. On Monday to Friday, there's the situation, 4 to 5:30 p.m. And of course, there is Midweek Politics Wednesdays, 1 to 3 p.m. Stay safe and keep your dial logged only on Mɪᴅ 98.3 FM. Have a good afternoon and bye for now.